Okay, here we go. Uh, I can't tell yet. I'm running. Okay, I'm out in the out in the tiny shop here in town. So I'm off the off-grid property, uh, and as a little bit of background because uh, I'm putting this thing on a new media. Um, Barb and I have lived off-grid for quite a few years, and we have an established homestead. But we're we're getting ready to build an off-grid guest house out there. But in the meantime, we're old and we have medical issues and that kind of stuff. So we have a house in town that keeps us from doing overnight travel for all this medical stuff. Um, we're not rich. I mean, it's a very modest little house right in the middle of town. And you can probably hear the background noise. I mean, this is rush hour. All the kids are going to school and all the parents are going to work and all that kind of stuff. And so, anyway, but that's what that's that's a foundation for what I want to talk about. Now I've gone ahead and with all of this social media and stuff banning and blocking everybody, and I do say controversial stuff from time to time, and I do have stuff taken down from YouTube, and of course Parler is gone now, and I I have posted a couple of things on BitChute, but you see, BitChute is not an American company. They're in the UK, and I'm sorry, I'm an American patriot, so I don't like to do anything outside of the U.S. if I don't have to. But yet I use a film editor sometimes. It's getting increasingly difficult that was made in China. So, uh, and this it's an extremely small shop. It's like a 8 by 8 utility shed. Zoning requirements in town and all that kind of stuff. So, but it gives me the opportunity to work on some projects while we're here in town, awaiting different medical appointments, or in this particular case, for the next, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, um, we're waiting on some preliminary information in order for Barb to get surgery on her eye. And that would be, if we were staying out at the homestead, that would be overnight travel and all that kind of stuff. And it may be anyway, but because Barbara's diabetic, and she has a bleeder in her eye, diabetic retinopathy. So, and the ophthalmologist doesn't think he can get all the blood out of her eye using a Vascin, to break up the blood clots and that kind of stuff. So surgery is on the menu. Now, I spent a considerable amount of time on the homestead, and I take Barb with me now because she can't see, and so we got to keep an eye on her so she don't wander off into the road. So anyway, that's a joke. Anyway, so this is going to be a new post for me. This is the start of a new website, and I think that'll circumvent all of the problems that I've had with controversial stuff, because I do say controversial stuff from time to time. It's not nasty, mean, or any of that kind of stuff. It's just something that YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all those kind of social media, the far left, you know, the communists in our country, in the United States, they don't like. And so, you know, I'm sure that I will say something about the President of the United States. And boy, they'll really not like that. So, but I'm not political. You know, I'm not a conservative, I'm not a liberal, I'm not a libertarian, I'm not on the left wing or the right wing. I'm common sense oriented. So whatever I say is not politically motivated. It's economically motivated. Because, you know, we are old folks, and we live basically on fixed income. And, you know, I mean, there's a whole big story behind all that stuff. Which kind of reminds me, you know, I got a couple of in-town projects that I'm thinking about. Because we're going to start a new business. And the name of it is the same as these videos, Smoky Mountain Off-Grid. So, you know, YouTube, Smoky Mountain Off-Grid. BitChute, Smoky Mountain Off-Grid. If I go to some other social media like Parler, if Parler comes back or whatever, Smoky Mountain Off-Grid. And now, SmokyMountainOffGrid.com, the website. Now the website will have some linked videos, which will be linked to YouTube or to BitChute or whatever, because that doesn't burn up my storage. Now I'm paying a pretty good chunk of money for this website, so and I'm designing it myself, so you can be assured it's not going to be very elegant. But I want to be able to say what I need to say. I need to be able to get information out, whether it's politically correct or not. It's the truth. So that's the reason for this, and this is this is the first experimental video. I'm going to put it on YouTube and probably BitChute, and I'll link it to, you know, it'll be linked from my website, SmokyMountainOffGrid.com. Smoky Mountain Off-Grid, all one word, and Smoky is spelled S-M-O-K-E-Y. Mountain Off-Grid, all one word, .com. So, anyway, and so a video like this, which is going to go the whole, this video will be linked to YouTube and BitChute. So, whatever the URL is, oh man, it's getting way too technical for me, but whatever the URL is will be linked to those, and it won't be stored on my website, because I have a limited amount of storage. But the stuff that I would have trouble with on YouTube or some other social media will be, you know, one and gone on the website. In other words, it won't be linked to anything. It'll only be on the website. And this is really important stuff, in my opinion. You know, you've got to be prepared for what's coming down the road. And part of that is showing you how easy it is to build a homestead. I mean, we're way at the extreme on the off-grid homestead. We're off-grid, and you know, we're building from the materials on the property. You know, the blown down trees. Which reminds me, here's some stuff. Now this is I pulled this out of a wood stack yesterday up at the homestead. This is a piece of spalted poplar. Right now, I've turned it. You know, I mean, it was bigger than this, but I turned it anyway. And this is some stuff for the projects that we're going to do now, and we'll give some of those away. So anyway, and you can tell it's pretty spalted, but it's dry. So now the pine. Now this is from the current the current stuff that's down on the property. A lot of wind damage from from a couple of months ago, and this is from that. This is a little bit spalted. That's why it blew down. Is because the root system was weak because it's infected with beetles, and the spalting, you know, the gray marks and stuff, is a bacteria caused by the beetles. Anyway, or the enzyme from beetles or whatever. So, you know, and the guest house will be built primarily from those blown down southern yellow pines. But, you know, some of the stuff like the branches and stuff that I'm going to make some projects with. And there's one sitting up here in the lathe right now, and it looks, I'll show it to you later. I'm not ready to give it away yet. But that's the business. You see, that's the business end of this. This is something that we need to do because conditions aren't going to warrant our lifestyle in this new administration. So we still have to eat. Now, we grow a certain portion of our own food, even here in town, but on the homestead. But, you know, that's just not going to be enough. I mean, we're on fixed income, and so we're going to have to supplement that. And that's what this is all about. So this is a long, drawn-out video. I ramble a lot and lose my train of thought and all that kind of stuff. But you know, this is something that I want to put on the new website. See how it looks, see how it plays, all that kind of stuff. All right. So I got a little work to do here in town today, and so I'm going to cut this off here, and I think it went pretty long. So, you know, I appreciate you bearing with me. At any rate, I'm all done. That's all I got for this time. So until next time, toodle-doo. Watch this.